Welcome to Daily Planet TV. I'm Lucian, and we're on the net. Today is Wednesday, August 17th. First up, our top story of the day. A sale of second-hand Apple laptops costing only $50 caused a near riot in Virginia. More than 5,500 people lined up for a chance to buy one of only 1,000 laptops. You can see there's going to be a conflict. And then they stampeded when the sale of the computers started. You weren't paying attention, were you? 1,000 computers, 5,500 people. In the crush, people were trampled on, a chair was thrown, an elderly man was pushed to the ground, a baby's buggy was crushed, and one desperate buyer tried to drive his car through the crowd. Eyewitnesses described the scene as terrifying, total chaos, as opposed to just chaos. Despite heavy police presence and someone trying to drive their car through the crowd, there were no arrests. The 4-year-old iBooks were being sold off cheap because Enrico County switched to Dell to supply laptops. Hey, we love our Macs. And in our next story, what is it with Japan and man's best friend? Not content with a flea-infested mongrel to dole out love to, our Asian cousins have spent years perfecting the electronic equivalent. First came the cyber pet craze, although our once beloved Tamagotchi have now passed on to that great kennel in the sky, or the bottom of a sock drawer. Then came Aibo, Tony's expensive robo-dog. And no stranger to the otter side of gaming, Nintendo has now created the perfect companion to their DS system with Nintendogs. No kidding, that's the name, Nintendogs. These virtual puppies have taken Japan by storm, and European gamers will be able to see what the fuss is about on October 7th with a choice of a Labrador Retriever, a miniature Dachshund, or a Chihuahua. Stuffing the finer elements of a puppy onto a DS cartridge, Nintendogs allow players to name their pooch, take care of its every need, and enter it into dog shows. I don't know how that's going to work. And you know, between the clone dogs and the robot dogs, I think I'll just keep my real dog. Yeah, Gidget. That's right. That's it, Miss Moneypenny. Now run off. Good girl. All right, and speaking of 007, a single surprising phone call, and it was over. That's how Pierce Brosnan says he learned that his services as James Bond would no longer be required. Brosnan starred in 4 Bond films. He says that before they stopped negotiations, the producers had invited him back for a 5th time. Brosnan starred in his first role, 007, in GoldenEye, which premiered in 1995. He then starred in Tomorrow Never Dies in 97, The World Is Not Enough in 99, and Die Another Day in 2002. Brosnan says he's grateful to have had the role, but then he adds, "It never felt real to me. I never felt I had complete ownership over Bond." Sounds like an acting thing, doesn't it? Well, you didn't have ownership of it. But he says he didn't feel like it because you'd have these stupid one-liners, which I loathed, and I always felt phony doing them. But you looked good doing them, Pierce, and it was a Bond sort of thing. That's what, acting's all about. Anyway, now he says he plays a foul-mouthed, skirt-chasing hitman in the upcoming film, The Matador. Pierce. Bond. James Bond. What do you think? And finally, we have this story, and I must warn you, the photographs you're about to see are graphic. The world's ugliest dog has won the world's ugliest dog title again for the 3rd time in a row. And you look at the photographs and you can see why. After his amazing three-peat, Sam, a 14-year-old pedigreed Chinese crested, has turned into a media darling. How ugly is Sam? Well, he's so ugly that some people won't touch him. And he's so ugly that the judges visibly recoiled when he was placed on the judging table. And remember, this is at the World's Ugliest Dog contest. He's so ugly that people are horrified when his owner kisses him. And he's so ugly that his owner thinks he could star in a commercial for Rogaine. And he probably could. Sam is a very small, tiny dog. He has no hair except for a yellow-white tuft of hair that juts out of the top of his head. His ears look like potato chips. His skin is wrinkled and it's covered with splotches. He has a line of warts running down his snout. His eyes are milky white. He's blind. And to top it all off, there's those buck teeth of his. Susie Lockheed adopted Sam from a friend who had to move into an apartment that wouldn't allow pets. A year later, Lockheed suffered a relapse of thyroid cancer, a disease she'd been battling since her teen years. Because of the radioactive iodine treatment, no one could come near her for 5 days. She was allowed to have only one dog for company. Susie chose Sam. He never left her side during those 5 days. Way to go, Sam. Except for the occasional doggy door visit outside, got to do his business. Even now, he yelps when she leaves him. According to Susie, he made a grave situation really fun. I think dogs are a gift from God. They don't care if you're having a bad hair day. No, Susie, they don't care if you have a bad hair day. I love my dog, too. Oh, come on. There she goes. That's my good girl. That's it for today. I'm Lucian. Thanks for watching Daily Planet TV. See you tomorrow.